Right, well I'm back, so here I am in The Sims 4 again. Managed to make a few changes, a few improvements. I've got some new Sims here. These are some of my favourite Sims 3 Sims, remade. I'm in the park in Oasis Springs. It's not a bad park, I'm sure everyone's seen it. So yeah, I played around with The Sims 4 a bit yesterday. Unfortunately I was a bit busier than I thought I'd be, but I did manage to build an house. Put up on the gallery, so I can use the gallery. I've put these Sims up there as well. Aside from that, not really got too much feel of the gameplay. I mean, there are some cool features, you know, I'm not going to say it's all bad. I mean, you can look for frogs, but other than that, I'm not really sort of picking up on the gameplay side of things. I did actually enjoy Create a Sim quite a lot, but unfortunately, because there's no sort of creator style, turn the volume up a bit. Because there's no creator style, I felt that was a bit of a downside in what is otherwise quite a good feature. And same as when I built a house yesterday, no creator style, and to be honest with you, I didn't think it would bother me that much, but you know, it's a missing feature. So yeah, I've slowly picked things up. When it comes to building, I did find the eyedropper tool in the end, and you can undo, so it's not too bad I suppose. Is it not showing their names when I highlight them? Oh yeah, it is. So I've got Amber, I've got Emma, well, there's Jennifer, who's running around. What are they doing? I've got Janie as well, who's also running off somewhere. And I've got Stephanie. They all seem to, I think they want to go to the barbecue thing. Also I can't forget Jasmine, who is somewhere there as well. So yeah, I don't mind making Sims. I can see why a lot of people like Create a Sim, because to be honest with you, it's probably one of their most improved features. But the worlds are quite small. I mean, distant scenery looks quite good, but you know, you can get a few pictures. It's good for taking pictures, but no Create a World sadly. And to be honest with you, I think that's one of the most important features I think they need to bring back. So yeah, there's what are you doing? There's room for improvement, I think. A lot of areas. So I'm going to give it a score out of 100. They get 30 points. So 30 points. I'm going to give it 15 points for game performance, which to be honest with you has been really good. I haven't had any bugs, no crashes, don't take long to load a save at all, even the loading screens weren't that long, so they haven't done too badly in that. They get 10 points for Create a Sim, and 5 points for lack of toddlers. Yeah, I was joking on that bit. Not sure what to give them 5 points for. Probably give them 5 points for the improvements to the build mode, where there are some improvements, but no terrain editing. So you know, it's you can't win on everything, I suppose. But yeah, trying to think of my final verdict for The Sims 4. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it deserves all of the hate it gets. So I think there is a bit of exaggerated, oh, you know, this game's the worst game ever, you know, oh, I'm never going to play this game again, I'm going to remove it from my computer, you know, you get a lot of that, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's necessary for people to be that aggressive about it. I admit I've spoken out before, but, you know, I've given it a try now, so, but, yeah, I don't think it deserves all the hate it gets, but I think there is a lot of room for improvement, and some improvements I don't think may be possible. But you know, if you like The Sims 4, they are going to bring out new expansion packs apparently, so if you enjoy the game, then you know, you're going to be well catered for. One thing I will point out is while I was in build mode as well, I did notice there was quite a lot of like objects, you know, furniture to choose from, so there is variety of stuff in some areas, just not in other areas. Oh, what's this? Go and grow a tree? Grow a tree? So yeah, it'd be wrong to say that everything about it's wrong or bad, because there are good features, but for me personally it's not really my sort of game, you know. I think the lack of creative world, neighbourhood editing, I think that's a big thing. I mean, the Sims themselves look okay, especially in Create a Sim. Don't like this highlight feature though. So yeah, it's sort of like there are some good features and some features which put me off, I'm afraid. I mean, the Sims themselves behave quite well, you know, they're talking. I played around with some interactions between sims, you know, relationship building, stuff like that. I was going to get a sim pregnant to give birth to a baby to see how bad the object babies were, but I don't think I've got time for that. And well, I know how it is. Babies are objects, we all know that. And of course, when they grow up, they grow straight to children, no toddlers. But you know, some people like it that way, some people obviously don't. But to be honest with you, the lack of toddlers, this is going to be my opinion. The lack of toddlers does not seem to be a problem for me personally. Okay, that's my opinion. The lack of toddlers, I know some people are disappointed, but I will say that if you don't like The Sims 4 as it is now, you might like it if they added toddlers, but if they do add toddlers and you're disappointed, still The Sims 4 at this same time. So, you know, I don't think for everyone would be impressed if they did add toddlers, just the way I see it. So, you know, I'm not trying to create any more dramas, you know, we have enough dramas about it, but personally, I don't think toddlers will change your opinion if you don't like Sims 4 anyway. It's like, you know, Sims 3 has toddlers, some people don't like Sims 3. So, you know, there was no lack of toddlers in the Sims 3, but some people still didn't like it. So, you know, at the end of the day, the toddler situation, it needs to stop now, to be honest with you, my opinion. But there's enough feedback out there, some really good threads about toddlers, you know, ideas for toddlers, you know, there's a good thread going, stuff like that. Basically, I think it's time to leave the developers to deal with it now. I've spoken out, we've all spoken out, time to focus on other things. So, you know, The Sims 4 itself, it is a Sims game. Some people say it doesn't look like a Sims game. It is a Sims game. If you look, you've got Sims, they've got needs down here. You know, they're hungry, they have to attend to their hunger. It's a very standard Sims game from where I'm standing. It feels like it hasn't got the depth that a lot of people were perhaps hoping for. I mean, you know, I'm going to show you Sims 3 in a bit, just not comparison, because, you know, Sims 3's got all the expansion packs, so it won't be fair to compare them fully, but I'll show you the Sims 3, and, you know, for me, the Sims 3's got a lot of depth to it. Not everyone's going to agree with that, but I think Sims 4 hasn't got enough depth for me personally, and for other players as well, maybe it hasn't got enough depth. But for other players, you know, they love all this, they love the new interactions, the warp styles, and, you know, so it's a bit like a game that you'll either like or you wouldn't. Okay, now obviously I heard a lot of negatives, I decided to give it a try myself, which is what I've done, and what's going on? It's Janie. It's cute, this sim. I do like their hair as well, but yeah, like I said, you know, I thought I'd give it a try. I've tried it, I haven't really tried a lot of features, there's probably more for me to see, I haven't got enough time to try it all, but, you know, I've given it a try now. I don't think it will be a sim game that I'd want to play personally. Maybe in the future, if new expansion packs come out that appeal to me, I might give it a try, but for the time being, you know, I'm going to stick with Sims 3, that's where I'm happiest, I think. So, I will miss these Sims. Well, actually, I've got these Sims in the Sims 3, obviously I've just remade them, but so yeah, there are some cool features, it's just there isn't enough for me personally to want to dive straight in and play it fully. So it gets a 30 out of 100 points for me, which is quite a fair score. You know, I could have given it nothing. I mean, had I done this video a year ago, you know, I wouldn't have shared it on the forums, it'd been a much more aggressive video, but I decided to change my outlook. You know, I didn't like all that being a warrior drama sort of thing. I didn't want to do that anymore. So, you know, some people say to me, oh, you've changed, you used to speak out and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, I've got past that stage now. I've got bored of it. You know, I play Sims 3, I've got stuff in there I enjoy doing, I don't need to slag off other games, but I play the Sims 4 now, and you know, I've tried it, so you know, I've got an opinion on it, I've seen what it's like, and it gets 30 points out of 100, so a quarter, well, a third of the way there, I guess. So 30 points out of 100. Right, and now I'm back in the Sims 3. Obviously I finished the Sims 4 free trial now, so can't really show any more of that. I was originally going to finish this video the other day, but the problem is I didn't have enough time because I had to go to work, so I didn't have as much time as I thought. So I'll just show the Sims 3 for the final part of the video, to give my verdict. You might not recognise this world. This is one that I actually made in the Create a World tool. I called it Simborn, my old SimCity 3000 name I used to give my cities. I'm quite impressed with this. It's spent me a long time to build this, and I'll probably say one of the biggest disappointments with The Sims 4 is you can't build this, you can't do your own Create a World thing. There was no creative style as well, which I've already mentioned. So, I did feel The Sims 4 was lacking in a lot of the creative sort of elements, which made The Sims 3 quite popular. Changed the active household. It'd be a bit unfair to compare The Sims 4 to The Sims 3 entirely, because Sims 3 is complete, it's got all its expansion packs out. I've got nearly all the stuff packs, whereas I just played the Sims 4 base game. So that Sims 3 performance wise isn't too bad on this computer. My old computer wasn't too bad, but I was quite impressed with The Sims 4 how smooth it was. So admittedly, The Sims 4 probably is a bit smoother than The Sims 3 when it comes to performance, but Sims 3 is hardly the bad game people make it out to be. So it's going to show a family, do a bit of filming quickly. So I'll give my final verdict for The Sims 4. As I said, it gets 30 points. Wasn't terrible, but for me personally, it's not my game. Really, it's not my Sims game. Really, couldn't really sort of get into any gameplay. In case you wonder why the house is black in these areas, that's because I got hidden room markers in it. They can live in this part of the house. That's how I build in The Sims 3. You won't be able to do it in The Sims 4, so quite a disappointment. But yeah, so it wasn't a terrible experience, but I can pretty much relate to a lot of other players who play The Sims, well, Sims 4, Sims 3. Where is she? One of my favourite Sims, outside the bistro. She's vanished. There it is. Rabbit holes, some people don't like them, but personally I think they're quite a good idea in The Sims 3, rabbit holes. So yeah, I think The Sims 4 probably will improve over time. They'll make improvements, new expansion packs come out, new content will be patched in, but for me personally, like I say, it's not my game. I felt like I was playing somebody else's game, no creative sort of elements. Oh look, Sims standing there doing nothing. How terrible of The Sims 3 Sims. What are they actually doing now? Doing nothing, aren't they? I'm going to send a Sim to walk there so we can see the neighbourhood. For those who haven't worked out, this is an open world setting. Where's she gone? Personally, I think the loss of an open world was one of the more disappointing features about The Sims 4. There she is. So yeah, maybe Sims 4 is a step backwards. It doesn't appeal to everyone, but I can relate to the difference and opinions. I can see what people do like about it. I can see what some people don't like about it. So there are a lot of mixed opinions around. By the way, these should be shells. You can see those doors there where you can't. That's a shell in there. Obviously it disappears when you go close up. Got a lot of shells, neighbourhoods sort of scenery. But yeah, as I said, so I can see what people do like about Sims 4. I wouldn't say it was an entirely terrible experience, but they've got a long way to go with it. So for the development team, if you are watching this video, which I'd quite appreciate, there is things that need to change, I think, for the future of The Sims. I don't think a lot of these changes will be possible in The Sims 4, but you know what I mean, only time can tell. But other than that, really, I'm happy with The Sims 3. I think it's the best Sims game ever. I can pretty much do everything that I want in it, so I'll be playing The Sims 3 from now on. But if there is a Sims 5, maybe in a couple of years' time, hopefully it'll be more like Sims 3 and have the open world, the creative features, not so many shortcuts will be made, and that could possibly be the best Sims game they ever make till Sims 6 comes along. We don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm quite optimistic about the future of The Sims. I've been playing The Sims since 2000, played the original game, and I enjoy playing The Sims, the creative freedom of it. So I think everyone who plays The Sims tends to get quite passionate about it, but I mean, I've tried The Sims 4 now. I can say that I've played every single base game and I've made up my own opinion. I think I'm entitled to my opinion as much as anyone else. But other than that, there isn't really anything else for me to say. So yeah, I'll see everyone around on the forums then. Have fun.